Archipelago. Pak Jumino, are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, time is yours, Pak.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Dear participant, and especially Bu Ayu as the moderator. Yeah, thank you very much for the time given to me to present my article. The article entitled "The Use of English Diction in Promoting Various Cultural Heritage of the Indonesian Archipelago During the COVID-19 Pandemic." Yeah, during the 19 pandemic. Okay, next. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thanks to our faculty, yeah, the Ponegoro University for funding this research, and also to Professor Dr. Tri Ratnaningsih Suprabhawati for facilitating this article to publish. Okay, next. Yeah, my table contains of introduction and then literary frameworks. Literary framework consists of heading, language and tourism, promotion and marketing, tourism promotion, English diction and promotion, and then number 3, research methods, number 4, research and discussion, and then conclusion. Yeah. Indonesia, yeah, Indonesia is our Indonesian archipelago as we are living now. That consists of a lot of cultural heritage, yeah, coming from Sabang maybe until Merauke. That each ethnic, primarily its tribes, yeah, has its own culture. Yeah. The culture can be real or tangible, yeah, physical, and some non-physical. Yeah, the physical can be in the real forms like temples, like pagoda, or like other forms that we can see directly from our sites. Yeah. While in the forms of non-physical can be in the forms of religious ritual, can be traditional dance performance, puppets, opera, etc. And it's surely will attract the tourists, and only the domestic tourists, but also the foreign ones, yeah, to visit or to the real or physical ones, and also to enjoy and the performance available. Yeah. But the problem in here is that now we are in pandemic COVID-19 that enable us to perform, to undergo the tourism, especially in visiting to the tourism sites. That's the problems. Yeah, that's why one of them is the needs of promoting, at least of informing the society and the world society by using online medias, yeah, such as websites, blog, etc., and that are available to be read by people anywhere, any place, anytime. Yeah. So we call sometimes 24-hour or non-stop. Yeah, yeah. This most important things. Yeah, that the cultural heritage in Indonesia will be recognized, will be enjoyed by community, international community. Okay, next. That is the introduction. And then literary frameworks, yeah. So we focus on the just language and tourism, relation between language and tourism that represents marking something, someone, a tourist to interest. Yeah, I think that in this case, using language to deliver or to convey a message, yeah, dealing with tourism industry, yeah, through websites by using English language, yeah. And then it's mean as a way, yeah, by promotion and marketing, yeah. It's mean that it is impossible people in the world to visit, to enjoy, yeah, the cultural heritage available in Indonesia without understanding first. Yes, what we can see as see and then come. Usually see or listen and then come. Very seldom come and then see or listen. Okay, so in the marketing activities here is in the form of information given in the internet. Some website I use, yeah, either it's already giving info promotion and marketing, or just giving information. That's my point by seeing the diction. Okay, next. Yeah, so the use of rhetorical phrasing, pattern expression, and discourse markers here, dealing with the language use, yeah, to make potential tourists, yeah, interested, persuaded, and then motivated to visit the destinations offered. Yeah. Then the target, yeah, it should be also pay attention. Yeah, usually people can be a lower class, middle class, higher class, and so on, and uneducated or educated, and so on. And then that's to keep the goal should be formulated. Yeah, and then choice of media, yeah, in tourism should be also match with the condition of the COVID-19 pandemic situation that's not yet finished today or nowadays. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah, and then this was this English diction and promotion. Yeah. So as people knows that when we want to speak, when we want to say, when we want to write, yeah, the first thing is what we need is a word choice, yeah, which words that suitable depending on the situation what we are going to use, either to just to inform, to or to persuade, or to keep other uses of the language. So that the selection of words very important, yeah, in conveying idea that leads to the choices. Yeah, and the wrong choice maybe will get different or not focused meaning. Yeah, because there are some words similar meaning but different use. Yeah, so it very important in understanding the addiction. Yeah. Now, here is the focusing on the cultural heritage in Indonesian, yeah, through website in English. Okay, next. Yeah, using method through document study, because I chose the websites that deals with Indonesian, yeah, cultural heritage. Yeah. And then from this document, yeah, from the virtual document, and then I analyze about the diction used in the text. Okay, next. Yeah, this result discussion. Yeah. So I in discussing firstly, yeah, dealing with the information during the COVID-19 pandemic, yeah, through the websites, yeah, www.indonesian tourism come. Yeah, this consists of information dealing with Indonesian archipelago, the heritage, in cultural heritage of Indonesian archipelago. Yeah, and then I've got 10 links. Yeah, 10 links, just 10 links dealing on the mostly about the physical, and the physical heritage, and some with non-physical heritage. Okay, next. Yeah, this is the first is Arjuna Temple. Yeah, this is the link or to go to the website. Yeah, mostly in this and the some diction use like a complex, homestay, glimpse, magnificent setting, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I think to promote the Indonesian cultural heritage of Arjuna Temple, that's words and appreciated by tourists because of temple is located in a very beautiful island and is also surrounded by other temples. Okay, and then Borobudur Temple, that you are very familiar, all of you, yeah, in Indonesia, and maybe also the people around the world already familiar. Maybe number 2 after Bali. Yeah. In this site, using mentioning as a word 7 wonders, magnificent temple, and then like nights to indicate that must be visited by mainly by foreign tourists because of very large temple and it's included in the UNESCO World Sites group. Yeah, even during pandemic, it's mean that the information given will lead them to manage visiting to Indonesia, especially for tourists who haven't visited yet. And then actually after the condition is permissible, I mean that now is maybe still in still not yet permitted, but maybe with the development of COVID-19 treatment will be able to visit Indonesia. Okay, next. Then enchanted Semarang, Semarang, our city. It's just, dealing with and especially ancient church, what they call Gelinda Penduk, ancient building, Kota Lama, and so that the diction is to show that Semarang is interesting visit to city to visit because the culture, combination between old and new culture, old and new building, and especially what Pak Catur articles about the Chinese food, very closely related about the ancient Semarang. And then Labuan Keratan Yogyakarta, the promotes Indonesian cultural heritage. Labuan Keratan is in the forms of non-physical, heritage, usually during Rajab. The tradition very using Anca, Cepuri, maybe it's questioning what is Anca, what is Cepuri, and so on. And if people want to know about Larung ritual. Okay, next. Then Macan Museum, that's in Jakarta, some editions such as perfect checkpoint, attractive, and so on, to show that in visiting Indonesia, especially Jakarta, don't forget to drop on the museum. And then Pekalongan, that is the city of Buayu.
Oh yeah, 3 minutes left, Pak Jung.
Yeah. Many minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. Some diction, but and so on and so on. In this case, for people will be interested to visit there because of beautiful and cheap batik. Okay, next. And then penginapan libur village in Bali and it's pure and so on and so on. Going to Bali also need to visit this, because it'll be interesting visit. Still using cultural, preserving cultural custom, taking good care of environments. Okay, Ratu Boko, it's in Jakarta. That Boko Temple is historical temple, needs religious ritual and words of visiting. Okay, next. Okay, and then chopping dance. Chopping dance sounds traditionally belongs to non physical. using diction, harvest, tapping, and village custom, and so on and so on, perform the expansion of on the creator. And then Yapong's dance, so some traditional dance that usually also makes visitors interested to enjoy this festival. Okay, next. Yeah, and in conclusion, so using English diction to for promoting various cultural heritages and in particular is already done. But the problem is that what the diction used tend to be only informing, giving information, not yet focusing on persuading or promoting. So in this case, the text in the website need to be improved. They are not only just giving information only, but also need to make persuade people to be interested. So okay, next. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thank you especially for Bu Ayu.
Thank you, Pak Jemina. Very interesting research on the use of diction, English diction for the promotion, because we want to promote Indonesian cultural heritage, also tourism abroad to foreigners, also not only for Indonesian or regional tourists. And then the next turn will be given to Mas Dandi, who are already present since the first session. Mas Dandi, are you ready? Yeah, okay. Time is yours, Mas Dandi. Thank you.
Thank you for the chance. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dandi Hermawan and I representative of my team. That it's me, Rizky Devi Wulandari, Mr. Mujid, Mr. Muzaka, and Mrs. Sri Puji Astuti. We are from Department of Indonesian Literature, Faculty of Humanities, Diponegoro University. I will deliver our research entitled Elocution Force of Roma Irama Songs, Virus Corona, Perjuangan dan Doa, and Nilai Sehat in Public Rights Awareness of COVID-19 Pandemic.
Very interesting, Mas.
First, we are going to introduction. Language is not only demon interlocutor to do something, but also conduct something as by the speaker through sentences in form of instruction, appeal, request, or seduction. The example of language implementation of communication media can be seen in song lyric. Song lyric has meaning and purpose toward the listeners. Furthermore, song lyric also become a media to express feeling, hope, aspiration, insight, and goal. Roma Irama, one of Indonesian singers, especially in dangdut, has released various songs aimed to express feelings and hope. Roma Irama also utilizes songs to entreat people by implicit message. Particularly in 2020, when COVID-19 has become global plague, the pandemic makes many singers produce their songs with lyric, which can arise people awareness to keep running health protocols. Moreover, as a public figure, it is a good chance to educate people through their creation such as song. The three of Roma Irama's songs are first, Virus Corona. Roma Irama want to show the danger of this virus, which can make people get ill and many places in the world should be locked down and isolated to get free from COVID-19. Second is Perjuangan dan Doa. It puts a message to keep struggling even though there should be illness at the first place. And the last is Nilai Sehat. These songs have a message to keep our body healthy. The passage within song we analyze pragmatically. Particular part of pragmatic which can use to uncover song lyric is speech act. Speech act has three types. There are locution, elocution, and perlocution, but we just focus on elocution. In the left side, we can see the pie diagram sales type of elocution. There are assertive, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. Song entitled Virus Corona, Perjuangan dan Doa, and Nilai Sehat by Roma Irama can be one of media uses to raise public awareness during COVID-19 pandemic. The songs not only reveals singer's personal feeling, but also elocution for the listener. The study on the three songs Roma Irama, conducted with pragmatic theorist elocution speech act approach, had never been done before. The study about Roma Irama song had been done before by Mustolahuddin, entitled Moral Value in Lyric of Dangdut, composed by Roma Irama, applying content analysis. Second study is conducted by Muzaka, entitled Social Criticism in the Lyric of the Songs Indonesia by Roma Irama, applying literature sociology approach. And the last third study by Arjaya, which titled Dangdut dan Rezim Orde Baru, Wacana Nasionalisasi Musik Dangdut tahun 1990-an, applying discourse approach. The next is method that used in this research. This study conduct descriptive qualitative method. Qualitative research intend to result a study in descriptive from using sentences. Descriptive approach is only giving illustration according to real condition and situation. The object of this study is Roma Irama song lyric with the limitation only 3 songs. Data collection method used in this study is scrutinize and taking note. The data collected will be analyzed using Searle's theory of speech act. The data gained that each speech consists of assertive, directive, and expressive elocution speech act. Now we move to the result of the study. In the left side, we can see the data in the form of lyric from Roma Irama song. First result is assertive elocution. Speech 1 until 11 include in assertive speech act which function is asserting or declare. Speech number 1 to 9 found in song lyric Virus Corona. Speech 1 asserting that the world now is on unsafe and unstable condition due to the plague, which scare many people. The lyric tells that listener must be cautious on COVID-19 pandemic. Speech 2 asserting that the world now is on, speech 2 asserting that there is a being called COVID-19 spreading across the globe to assail and kill humans. The lyric also tells COVID-19 has become serious threat, so it is necessary to build actions to avoid it. Speech 3, asserting that COVID-19 is invisible and cannot be held. The lyric tells that the virus is undetected by our 5 senses. Speech 4, declare that people around the world get self-isolation and hiding inside their home because they are afraid of COVID-19. Speech 5 states that COVID-19 comes out as unpredictable pandemic, so that the people have not prepared for any possibilities. The lyric describes that humans become weak during the pandemic. Speech 6 asserting that humans have not prepared yet for the worst risk, even they had created something huge. Speech 7 asserting that humans is confronting plague called COVID-19. Speech 8 states that COVID-19 destroys many aspects of life, such as health, education, economic, and others. Speech 9 asserting there are many ways for avoiding contact with COVID-19. Therefore, it is necessary to obey the advice and suggestion. So COVID-19 ends immediately. Speech 10 found in song lyric Nilai Sehat. The speech is asserting parable of the lyric that if our body got contact with disease, it would make everything become useless. Therefore, it shows the health is something important. Speech 11 is part of song lyric Perjuangan dan Doa. The speech states there will always obstacles in life and all we need is to face it sincerely. The second result,
Excuse me,
yes,
Mas Dandi. Yeah, Pak Jumino, could you please mute the speaker? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, go on, Mas Dandi. Thank you.
yes. The second result is directive elocution. Speech 12 to 15 include in directive speech act, which function is requesting or asking. Directive speech on speech number 12 until 15 marked with certain particle lah in some sentences. For instance, berzikirlah, tawakallah, jagalah, and hadapilah. Speech 12 asks the people to always pray and lean on to God, so they can be safe and keep healthy during COVID-19. Speech 13 asks the people to believe in God's rule. Speech 14 asks for health and prosperity during the pandemic. Speech 15 asks the people to be strong and patient passing through the pandemic. Speech 16 includes indirective speech act which function is commanding or advising. Speech 16 marked with the word harus that is intended to motivate the listener of Romai Rama keep surviving in the middle of pandemic and keep praying so we can pass the COVID-19 pandemic. Speech 17 until 20 include in directive speech act which function is invoked. Directive speech in 17 to 20 marked with the word mohon, berilah, and upayakan. Speech 17 aims so the people keep praying to God for taking care of their condition during COVID-19. Speech 18 function for the people to lean on God for their safety. This thing relates to the effect of COVID-19, including self-isolation, even death. Speech 19 aimed so that people pray to God and given solution to end the pandemic which caused destruction in many aspects. Speech 20 has purpose for people keep praying so that COVID-19 pandemic ends immediately and life back to normal.
3 minutes left.
The last result is expressive elocution. Speech 21 include in expressive speech which function is complaining. Speech 21 marked with the phrase sakit dahulu and susah dahulu. The speech aim is telling the life during COVID-19 that full of agony. COVID-19 pandemic brings up many afflictions to people's life. Speech 22 include in expressive speech which function is thanking. Speech 22 marked with word syukuri. The speech aim is telling that human needs to be grateful of what have given in life, such as health by God, so that when it comes to COVID-19 pandemic, people who get illness can be more patient. Therefore, the speech is asking people to be grateful of the health given. The conclusion is song can be a suitable media to educate people. Romai Rama, as one of dangdut singer in Indonesia, whose thousands of admirers creating songs about COVID-19. Romai Rama's song entitled Virus Corona loads elocution force to raise people awareness and cognition that the world is in a serious condition due to COVID-19 pandemic. Moreover, there's also songs created before such as Perjuangan dan Doa and Nilai Sehat, which can motivate the people to keep surviving in the middle of pandemic through healthy life and worships. These are references used in this research. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dandi Hermawan. Very good research on how to use one of our idols, yeah, if we can say that Romai Rama is idol to deliver good message. So Romai Rama probably have to make another song entitled "Don't Be Afraid to Get Vaccine." Yeah, for the participant, I saw Ibu Muti. There is also Ibu Elis, Pram, Pak Asep, welcome, and then Bu Arsi dan Pak Jumari. Okay, let's go on into the presenter who are not coming yet at the beginning of this session. from the Japanese studies, which there is Mas Wahyu Nur Fauzi, Sensei Budi Mulyadi, Sensei Yuliani Rahma, dan Sensei Fajriana Noviana. Mas Wahyu, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Yeah, okay.
Is it okay that I am presenting my own files?
Yes, it's okay. You can
Okay,
also
okay.
use your
Okay.
screen. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Time is yours.
Okay, I will sharing my presentation now.
Yeah.
Is it already visible?
Yes, we can see it clear.
Hello?
Maybe for the
Okay.
full screen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am representing as the research team with Mr. Budi, Mrs. Yuli, and Mrs. Novi as the part of the research teams that researching about the same material, which is Miori no Mori anime. However, I think this paper is another extension that which already provided by earlier presenter. As ladies and gentlemen could see, the title is Conserving Nature Representation in Miori no Mori Anime as a Teaching Media for Children's Moral Education.
Yeah. Could you
Okay.
please take it into
Next, we are jumping into next.
Yeah, bigger screen for the full screen of the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes. Nah.
Okay. We'll like continue now. This is our table of content discussion today. There is first we want to provide what is our introduction that what we're going to research in this certain topics, and this is certain material itself, which is Miori no Mori anime, and what we are using the research method itself, which is we are going to establish the premises before we are going to resulting the research itself, which is there is two items. The first item is the moral education itself, and secondly, it's about environmental ethic concept. And third of all, we conclude at the premises itself, what we get from the analysis itself, from the approachment that coming from the research method, which is we are going to see the conserving nature representation through moral values inside the Miori no Mori anime. And after that, we are going to conclude that result. And last but not least, it's also where we gather the resource, or as we can see together, is the references itself. Now, section 1, the introduction. Okay, first, we want to establish the premises itself. Currently, that we believe that literary work have already evolving, such as anime, which is literary works no longer perpetuate at the classical works. However, currently it's already evolving, such as anime, which is digital illustration. And from this premise, we believe that anime is also could be considered as a literary work because it represents creator view, and they want to convey it toward the moral insight which is available in the creation itself, or on this occasion, the anime itself, right? And from this new type of literary works, oftentimes creators want to spread the awareness of social issue to its audience as a moral education. How we are going to overcome the problem, and how are we going to solve the issue. And based on this introduction and also this premise, we believe that this anime, we can learn a lot. Miori, as we can see together, Miori no Mori promotional artwork. And from this anime, we can learn about moral education regarding the importance of conserving the nature itself, right? Now, this is the introduction that we need to establish first, right? And section 2, we are going to talk and discuss about the research method that we are using under this research. Now, obviously, this research method are using descriptive qualitative study, which is we are going to describe the analysis and the evidence that correlates the premise itself, right? And secondly, we are going to use the approachment about sociology of literature method, which is we are going to investigate what social issue that currently available inside the Miyori no Mori itself, right? And third of all, after we are combining these two approachment, research method approachment, we are going to analyze and obtaining what kind of information and what kind of the social issue that present in this Miyori no anime as a teaching as a moral education. We are going to elaborate further with moral value that's available inside the anime itself, right? And next of it, now we are going to talk about the moral education. Now, here's the multi-rupiah question that I'm going to ask to ladies and gentlemen. On the status quo right now, the question is that must be begets, are we facing moral degradation? This is the urgency of this this paper aims to attempt to answer it, right? Now, if ladies and gentlemen think we are currently facing this challenge, that the next premise that we are going to establish is to overcome this moral degradation issue is one of the way is through the moral education, right? What is moral education? We believe moral education is an appreciation or quality from the humans for some things or things that can be basis for determining other human behavior in order to make society more livable, more safety, and more, make harmony inside the society itself, right? Now, because we are talking about Japanese anime, we want also ensure that want to make relevant what kind of moral value that exists in this anime. And we found that Japanese moral value is conclude as a 4 types. There is one self-relation. It's how you behave toward yourself. You must always be ganbaru. It means that you always have strong determination whatever you are going to pursue in your life. And secondly, about other people relation, that is to say, other people relation is how you treat the others, for example. And third of all is the nature and noble relation moral value. And it's talk about mainly about how you treat the other sentient beings other than humans, right? For example, how you treat your environment, how you behave towards another creatures beside the human itself. And last but not least is the society relation, right? It's mainly talking about how to establish your role as a society, how you integrate inside the society itself, right? And based on this premise, we could able to further investigate and further analyze what kind of moral education that exists in this anime. And in addition to that, we want also adding some another approachment in order to embolden this result of the research, which is environmental ethic concept, which I believe is already mentioned earlier by Mr. Budi. But we or I on this opportunity want to only explain a little bit because it already explained earlier thoroughly by Mr. Budi. Basically, environmental ethic concept is just a concept that you must understand. As a human being, you are dependent towards the nature itself, and you must preserve the nature, and you must conserve, right? That is the basically of the environmental ethic concept mainly talking about. And by understanding this concept, it is really, really important to know as a human being in order we could survive and we could, by preserving our environmental, that is the concept of the conserving nature itself. Conserving meaning you're not only protecting, but you also nurturing the nature itself. Well, that is basically the environmental ethic concept mainly talking about. Now, next. This is the further elaboration. What kind of types environmental ethic concept according to Sonny Kraft, right? And we borrow his definition, environmental ethic concept. There is nine principle that you must acknowledge as a human being if you want to understand this concept. And this is really, really important because this is correlated with the moral value itself, which Japanese has provided, which already mentioned earlier. Now, we are going to continue about the result of the studies. Now, we conclude that on this anime, there are several principles of environmental ethics that are available in this anime. That is also in line with the Japanese moral value itself, the environmental ethics and the now continue. How we are going to analyze and we are going to interpret that is on this section. The section itself mainly talking about which representation that's available in the Miori no Mori anime, such as what kind of action or what kind of story that moral message try to author tells by conserving nature itself and how important it is. So basically, that is the result of this study. Now, we found that there is two types of moral value, how they are going to deliver in this anime. I think it's pretty straightforward. What is implicit delivering delivering moral value? The definition is, it's basically about we are going to analyze the interaction between character, story, background depiction, and story conflict resolution, and symbol, and so forth and so on. And besides than that, we also want to analyze the explicit delivering, which is we could analyze coming from the narrative text or the dialogue between character itself. And based on this approachment, we found that the illustration, for example, in the Miori no Mori anime, the villager houses, as we can see together, this illustration representing Japanese moral value, which is nature and noble moral value. In addition to that, this background depiction also representing the effort of conserving nature by fulfilling the principle of the environmental ethics regarding respect for nature, no harm principle, and humble living and harmony for nature.
2 minutes left.
I think,
thank you.
Oh, okay, 2 minutes left. I think this is also quite straightforward. Based on the illustration, we could see that villager is really do not want to jeopardize nature and only take just as for granted for themselves, like just fulfilling their basic necessity. Basically, that's we are going to found. We conclude on this illustration depiction. And next, about the another moral value, the Japanese moral value, which is available through this illustration. This usage of Shimenawa and Shide as a tree decoration in the Miori no Mori anime could represent the society relation value. It means that it also deemed that environmental ethics, environmental ethics regarding moral responsibility for nature and caring for nature. By using this decoration with this kind of type decoration, as a society, you must protect the nature itself, and this decoration is deemed as a sacrificial value, and this tree has sacrificial value in it, so you cannot destroy it. You must preserve this kind of tree. Basically, that is all mainly we conclude. And last but not least, the conclusion of this study. First, we are going to say that moral education it's coming from everywhere, and we already provide to you that in this such anime we could learn about so many things if we could analyze it more carefully. And from that, from that we could analyze further that we have a role in the society and we have responsibility to take care of nature and we must conserve the nature itself, right? So basically that is our conclusion for these studies. And yeah, next, this is on this paper reference. And yeah, I think that's all the presentation from me. Thank you for your attention and have a good day. And if you have any question, you might want to chat it on you want to send it on the chat text message. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mas Wahyu. Good job on your presentation. So probably this is the what is it, the main line of the group presentation, which is sending good messages through animation or anime in Japan is also a good way to send positive vibe to people about the nature conservatives, and then about the gender equality, and also about how to teach children with fun using the anime, which is very good, and we can also imitate that so that we can share important information in a good and fun way for children. And then we still have two group of presenters, but the last one, I haven't seen the last group since the first or the beginning of this session. Is there any Pak Edi Suhartono, Ibu Setiawati Rahayu, Pak Basuki Setiabudi, and Pak Yusa here? Okay, if we don't have those last presenter, then the last presentation is goes to Pak Jumino's group with Pak Joko Wasisto and Ibu Ika Krismayan. Oh yeah, Ibu Ika, yeah. Ibu Ika is also here already. Who's going to present the paper? Pak Jumino or Ibu Ika?
Bu Ika atau Pak Jumino?
Monggo.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Pak Jumino.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Pak Jumino, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. So please help me opening the
PowerPoint,
presentation,
yeah.
the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Bahana.
Yeah, okay, make it slideshow, maybe slideshow. Good, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to represent Pak Joko in presenting his article entitled "The Roles of Central Java Permadani in Preserving Javanese Culture." Yeah. This is Permadani is an organization, it stands from Persaudaraan Masyarakat Budaya Nasional Indonesia, so called Permadani, and can be in the Indonesian National Cultural Society Brotherhood Organization. Okay, next. Yeah, and the same as the acknowledgements to our faculty and to the chairman of this ICENIS, Dr. Tri Retmaningsih. Next. Yeah, and the table what going to discuss, and here is the introduction, research method, discussion, results, and discussion and conclusion. Next. Yeah, for introduction, Japanese cultures value have a noble meaning in the Japanese people and have unique local wisdom. In this local wisdom, that needs to be preserved by all people to avoid negative impacts in globalization. Yeah, now that in the era of globalization, using Indonesian and then using English as a communication in every level, starting from formal level until for entertainment level. That's some of Indonesian young generation are now not able to speak Japanese, even Japanese well, to speak sometimes very difficult. Yeah, that is the way preservation of the local wisdom. One of them is Japanese language. Yeah, but actually the Permadani handles or the activities not only in preserving, having many activities such as keeping Pranatacara, Wadasabda, and so on. Later on will be discussed. Yeah, the most important to preserve Japanese cultures. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah. And then in research method, the method used in research is descriptive method. Descriptive by describing the text and by the data collected using technique of triangulation by one of them is also interview, apart from getting qualitative data, mainly by interviewing, and then describe the results after data being analyzed. Okay, next. Yeah, the Permadani social organization engage in culture and open public, free from political influence. Yeah, free from politics, to maintain the preserved Japanese culture. Yeah. Works program consists of types works program. So two works programs. Yeah. Okay. Next, what program? Yeah. Permadani. Yeah. Social organization is repeated, and then number one is regular work program. Work program is an activity plans and carried out practically by Permadani as a means of realizing the objective set out in article of association by two laws. Yeah, the regular activities of the forms. Organizing Pranataccara courses or master ceremony and Pamadar Sabda or speeches. Yeah, that's the 2 point Permadani focus on. Okay, next. Next page. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah. Okay. The non-regular works programs, they do this by holding subject competition, Japanese language courses, then courses, cultural catering, Dokter Association, Ruatan, Japanese clothing parades, and encouraging, motivating people love for cultural arts, cultural arts in Japanese culture, such as Japanese language courses, because Japanese seem to be more difficult language to learn in comparison with Indonesian or even English, because there are some levels, like Ngoko, and then halus, kromoinggil, and so on and so on, and using different words, what I discussed before about diction, and the meaning will be different, because like in the words of makan, so maybe just makan in bahasa Indonesia, but in Japanese language can be madang, dahar, bahkan maybe very rude language like ngaglak, ngadok, and so on. So understanding language, Japanese language, very important. Then dance courses, traditional Japanese dance, and cultural catering, opera, and so on. And that's part non-regular works program. In addition to works program described earlier, Chandra Java Permadani also has mission that must be carried out. That is implementing by 3 Karsa Budaya. Exploring, preserving, developing national culture. Permadani adheres to 3 basic principles of moral teaching, namely 3 Niti Yoga and 3 teaching of goodness, which includes 3 Niti Yoga includes, number 1 is Mamayu Hayuning Sesami. Mamayu Hayuning Sesami means always trying to create inner and outer peace and tranquility in togetherness in society. Create inner and outer peace and tranquility in lives. And then besides the Permadani also adheres to, I think something missing, because I just mentioned one. Okay, and then and how to get this refers to 3 rukun as follows. Rukun rasa, rukun bondo, this, and then rukun bolo. That's very important, in preserving the way of life Japanese, that people should have rukun rasa, meaning that to have the same of feeling, namely the same attitude, the same perception, the same desire, and the same goal. Rukun. So to achieve the same goal in diversity actually, yeah, by making the same opinion, feeling, and so on and so on. Yeah, rukun rasa, yeah, rasa, feeling. In Japanese culture, feeling maybe is more important rather than thinking. Yeah, yeah, feeling. Yes. If we, the proper Japanese, for instance, ngono yo, ngono ning ojo ngono, yeah, this the feeling is very deep. And then rukun bondo, namely using mutual assistance in carrying a burden, actually those related to funds and finances. Yeah, it's applied during this COVID pandemic, and this time is very fit, yeah, because some of our unfortunate brothers, friends, and so on suffering from COVID-19 disease, yeah, need to be isolated, and in this case needs food, yeah, needs support, and so on. And one of this, by using rukun bondo, it means that people will be willingly help other the need people, yeah, dealing with suffering of COVID-19. And then rukun bolo, yeah, rukun bolo. Sorry, my battery is getting lower. Rukun bolo, point build a togetherness to work with based on the bonds and brotherhood. Yeah, it's mean that maybe in here is tend to be a gotong royong, yeah, gotong royong that we so build togetherness without thinking about money, not like Western people. Time is money, but yeah, it's togetherness. It means that thinking about our body, for instance, yeah, our body. If we have only one limb, for example, one leg, and then we have difficulty to walk. But if we have two legs, yeah, and then we are able to. So it means that similar to usually Japanese people to show is about the broom, yeah, broom from what is called in English about liti, yeah, liti from the nuts tree, nuts leaves, yeah, and the liti. If only one, the liti will be easily to be broken. But when the litis, yeah, more than, yeah, in bunch, it's very difficult to break. Yeah, and it's the rukun bolo. Okay, next. Yeah. To maintain and preserve Japanese culture, Permadani conducts a program. Yeah, this because it's Pranata Choro and Pamadar Sabdo. Yeah, I think mostly you are Japanese, very familiar with Pranata Choro when we are attending wedding, actually a Japanese wedding ceremony. Yeah, Pranata Choro have a very important role, yeah, in the ceremony. Yeah, using, yeah. And the Japanese not just only common Japanese, but special diction and special intonation, yeah, in speaking, yeah, Pranata Charon. And usually leads to, if we compare to dalang, yeah, dalang, yeah, that is puppets player able to do Pranata Charon well. Then Pramadar Sabdo, yeah, Pramadar Sabdo means giving speech, yeah, giving speech, and it was something that we call ular-ular, yeah, in a certain ceremony, especially wedding. Actually, the senior citizen or a certain people yang in Indonesian dituakan usually able to give the Pramadar Sabdo, yeah. And also Japanese language course, cultural workshop, and so on, and Kedopra associations, Ruwatan. Yeah, it's mean that the language should be use the Japanese language should be used well, yeah, rather than using Indonesian or using Japanese. Yeah, if we watch puppets or wayang kulit performance, yeah, using Japanese, something using some Sanskrit language, yeah, and difficult to understand. But the nuance will be different if used Indonesian or even English, yeah. Even the meaning is the same, but the science is different. Okay. And then Paramadani also has a mission that must be carried out, namely implementing the three karsa budaya, exploring, preserving, and developing national culture. Yeah, three karsa budaya, exploring, preserving, and developing. Yeah, not only yeah. So it means that it will be access and getting better, yeah, because will be developed. Yeah. Yeah, for example, in development culture here, that sometimes we get some words from other languages, and then how to apply in this, for instance. And then to rise this mission, the culture center there are three basic principles. Trinity, you can adjust to the principle of three rukun already mentioned. Okay, yeah, that's about the importance to preserve Indonesian cultural heritage, focusing on Japanese language, yeah. Because Japanese language not only now it's getting rare to use, yeah. Most try to use Indonesian or English, yeah. Okay, that's the article is about. Okay, thank you very much. And times is yours, Bu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pak Jumino. It is interesting to know that there is still one what is it, kind of social community or social organization that preserving local or indigenous language, so that the language will continuously used by the speaker to avoid language extinction or being dead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our session, and we will see you again on the next session on different room. Before we leave, let's put our videos on so that the host can take our picture. Videos, please. Hannah, are you ready? Take pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dihitung ya.
Yes. One, two, three. Okay. One, two, three. Okay.
That's it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. And then very insightful research, good presentation, good English, awesome. You should do it more often so that the nervous will be gone and you just do the presentation like you were talking to your friends. See you when I see you, and you are very welcome to join our next session after this, after the break. Thank you for coming. Good afternoon. Stay safe, healthy, stay happy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you very much. Good
Thank you so
afternoon.
much.
very
Bu
much,
You're
Bu
Ayu.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
Thank you
all.
very much, Bu
Very
Aida.
nice to
Sama-sama
Thank
Bu
you,
Novi, Pak Budi,
Sensei
Pak
Budi,
Jumino, Pak Mualimin, Bu Ika,
Sensei
Bu
Nafi,
Lilis,
Sensei
Pak
Ayu,
Pak Catur, Mas Wahyu, Mas Dandi, Pak
thank
Jumari,
you
Pak
Jum
Asep.
semua.
and see
Izin
you.
pamit je, Bu Ayu.
Ya, monggo-monggo dari
Selamat
Ake.
tahun.
Monggo
Mangga.
dari yang lain.